Have you ever wished you could be that person, unshakable, untouchable? Someone who doesn't flinch at criticism, rejection, betrayal, or loss. Someone who walks through life like a calm storm, unaffected, yet fully alive. Maybe you've dreamed of a day when that silent, gnawing pain inside finally lets go, when the anguish that eats at you, even while you put on a brave face, stops. Maybe you're exhausted from trying to please everyone, from maintaining an image that demands strength 24/7. When all you really wanted was a single moment of rest, a pause from the pressure of being untouchable. Here's something most people never dare to say: as long as you try to avoid pain, it controls you. As long as you numb, hide, or protect yourself, you remain a hostage, trapped by words that wound, actions that disappoint, and silences that pierce your soul. This isn't weakness, it's reality. Some just mask it better than others. Carl Jung, one of the great minds in depth psychology, said it best: we are not what happens to us, but what we choose to become. And that's where the key lies. True strength isn't about shielding yourself from the world. It isn't about being cold, indifferent, or untouchable. It's about integration, bringing into the light everything hidden in your shadows. Real power isn't the absence of pain, it's full awareness of who you are, even when you're bleeding inside. If you've made it this far, it's no accident. This video is for you. The one tired of hurting under the weight of everyone else's actions, the one who feels at an emotional disadvantage, as if others hold some power over you that you can't reach. I'm here to show you, it doesn't have to be this way. But to break free, you must face some truths that hurt. And for the first time, maybe that very pain will become your liberation. Let's start. What truly hurts you isn't out there, in someone else's betrayal, words, or abandonment. What really wounds you is already inside. The external only triggers what hasn't been addressed within you. It's the old trauma, the unacknowledged emptiness, the parts of you disguised under pride, strength, and the desperate need to appear fine. Jung reminds us, the pain we feel from the outside world mirrors what hasn't been integrated inside. That's why some people endure disaster with calm clarity, while others crumble over a casual comment. It's not the event. It's where it strikes within you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You suffer because somewhere deep down, you still believe you can control how the world treats you. You chase enough love, enough respect, enough strength, as if that shields you from pain. But control is an illusion. Clinging to it keeps you in constant tension, trying to predict the unpredictable, dodge the inevitable. Want to stop suffering? Stop trying to protect yourself from it. Stop seeking control. What you need is awareness. Once you understand this, people don't need to change for you to be free. Pain only has power if it echoes inside you. You begin to reclaim yourself, and here lies the true battlefield, the unconscious. What you don't see, don't understand, and haven't mastered, masters you. This is where transformation begins. If this resonates, hit subscribe. Trust me, what you're learning here is the difference between being a puppet of life and truly owning your emotional world. The biggest lie you've been told: that you're in control of your life. Wake up, most of the time, you're on autopilot, reacting, feeling, deciding, without knowing why. Carl Jung said it clearly: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Think about that. Every burst of anger, every unexplained sadness, every anxiety that hits out of nowhere, it's not random. These are messages from parts of you you've ignored, suppressed, or forgotten. Your unconscious isn't a vague cloud of thoughts, it's a force, memories, traumas, desires, fears, all shaping how you act, what you feel, and why some words pierce you while others bounce off. You wonder why certain words devastate you while others don't. The answer: those words touch living parts inside you that have never been faced. Instead, you've pushed them under a psychological rug, only to keep tripping over them. Jung said, we cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. And that's exactly what most people do. They judge, repress, silence themselves, thinking it solves the problem. But ignoring the unconscious doesn't make it vanish. It manifests in toxic relationships, self-sabotage, anxiety, fear, and patterns you can't break. This isn't bad luck, it's your inner self calling out for attention while you insist on sleeping. Want to stop being a victim of your own mind? Stop running. Stop hiding. The more you try to protect yourself from outside pain, the more vulnerable you become to what's inside. True freedom comes from integration, not resistance. Being untouchable isn't about building walls, it's about knowing yourself deeply. It's about facing your shadows, your shame, your neediness, your anger, and saying, I see you, and you no longer control me. Most people think emotional strength comes from being cold or unfeeling. Jung disagreed. Strength comes from integration, embracing what you've buried, accepting your full self. That's how you stop reacting, stop being a puppet to your emotions, and start becoming whole. This process, Jung called individuation. Not perfection, just wholeness. Not becoming better, but fully integrated. And here's the paradox: the more you flee from pain, the weaker you become. Face it, embrace it, integrate it, and nothing outside can dismantle you. It's not easy. It takes courage. Courage to look inward. Courage to abandon masks. Courage to feel. Because within pain lies the key to transformation. And this is only the beginning. You learned early to hate pain. Society told you suffering is weakness, crying is pointless, feeling too much makes you vulnerable. So you ran. You denied. You numbed yourself. But here's the truth: the more you flee from pain, the more it chases you. And it changes shape, appearing as anxiety, anger, apathy, boredom, self-destructive impulses that confuse you because you don't understand their source. Ignored pain doesn't vanish. It digs tunnels inside you until one day, without warning, everything collapses. Jung saw suffering differently. He said it is the messenger of the soul, the alarm from your unconscious, a language of your entire self demanding attention. Depression, anger, anxiety. They are not enemies, they are invitations. Jung's famous metaphor: depression is like a lady in black. If she appears, don't push her away. Invite her in. Offer her a seat. Listen. But most of us don't listen. We distract ourselves, numb ourselves, run from the messages. That's why suffering hurts so much. Because inside, a battle rages. One part of you wants growth, another clings to comfort, certainty, and avoidance. And that friction, that pain is born there. Growth hurts. Change hurts. Letting go hurts. Cutting ties that no longer serve you hurts. But this is mourning, an internal death and rebirth. And it's precisely here, in the ruins of your old self, that something new emerges. When your certainties crumble, when pain exposes your vulnerabilities, you finally see who you are, without masks, without performance, without armor. And then suffering becomes sacred. It is the doorway to your true self. Pain is not the end. It is the beginning of the journey Jung called individuation. Most people give up in the dark valley. They flee. They distract themselves. They surface, unchanged. But you've made it this far. You are ready to go deeper. Individuation is brutal. It requires courage. Courage to abandon old illusions of who you are. Courage to see that much of your identity, achievements, traumas, social image, was survival, not life. Survival is not living. Individuation is life's call beyond survival. It's when your unconscious pushes repressed, hidden, distorted parts of yourself to the surface. It's when you tear off the mask of the persona and confront what lies beneath. Here is where you become untouchable. Not because nothing affects you, but because you've been through the fire. You face your monsters, look into the eyes of your shame, your neediness, your anger, and say, I see you. You no longer control me. This internal clarity, this lucidity in the face of darkness, is where true strength comes from. It doesn't rely on approval, recognition, or control. You no longer need to be loved by everyone, no longer need to win every argument, no longer need to appear strong. You know who you are. And no one can take that away. Your emotional armor is not a shell, it is a core. The integration of all your parts into a center of consciousness that remains unshaken amidst storms. You may feel pain, but it doesn't break you. You may be hurt, but you do not lose yourself. This depth comes with a price: loneliness. Not because you're alone, but because few can accompany you here. Most remain on the surface, masked, fearful of feeling. As you free yourself, distance naturally occurs. But this is not rejection. It is maturation. Few have the courage to begin individuation. Fewer still to finish it. This path doesn't promise comfort. It doesn't protect your ego. It destroys illusions. Jung called it becoming who you truly are, which first means unlearning who you thought you were. And that hurts more than any rejection outside, because now you see, much of your identity was an illusion. You are not your achievements. You are not your traumas. You are not the image you crafted to be loved, admired, or accepted. All of it was survival. Survival is not life. Individuation is life's call, beyond survival. It's when your unconscious begins pushing everything hidden, repressed, distorted to the surface. You must tear off your persona, that convenient mask, to discover what lies beneath. Only then do you begin to become untouchable. Not because the world can't hurt you, but because you've already faced the fire. You've confronted your monsters, your shame, your anger, your neediness, and said, I see you. You no longer control me. This is the core of true emotional strength. It doesn't rely on validation, control, or external approval. You no longer need to be liked by everyone, to win every argument, or appear strong. You know who you are, and no one can take that away. Emotional armor is integration, not avoidance. It is a center of consciousness unshaken by storms. You may feel pain, but it cannot break you. You may suffer, but you do not lose yourself. Living on the surface leaves you at the mercy of every wave. Diving deep grants stability, silence, and power. This depth has a cost, distance. Not from pride, but from growth. Few can accompany you. Most are still trapped on the surface, hiding behind masks, afraid to feel. But this distancing is maturation, not rejection. It is natural when you no longer fit where you once conformed. Here lies the final truth. Consciousness is the ultimate shield. Not armor, not walls, not detachment. Awareness shields you. Understanding your triggers, patterns, wounds, the power of external events vanishes. You still feel, but you do not drown. You still suffer, but you do not lose yourself. Nothing outside has power over you when everything inside is seen, accepted, and integrated. This is emotional immunity. Not hardness, not avoidance, not pretending. True power comes from diving deeply into life, fully present, fully aware. The surface world will try to knock you down. It always does. But now, it has nowhere to hit. You are anchored in yourself. Pain may exist, but you are free from its chains. Awareness, integration, presence. This is the ultimate strength. If this video has awakened something in you, comment below. I choose awareness. Let's start a movement of people who no longer survive by pretending to be strong, but live with clarity, presence, and depth. Subscribe.